Hi Bellies! Welcome po sa aking channel. I'm Rosebell. I'm a probation and parole officer and a criminologist here in the Philippines. Matagal-tagal na rin po na di ako nakapag-vlog dahil ang daming ganap sa buhay. Pero kahit wala tayong mga bagong upload, I'm happy dahil may mga viewers tayo. I have communicated with some of our viewers. Salamat po at nagbigay po kayo ng oras to watch our videos. At sa mga bagong audience naman natin dyan, I hope you'll find this channel interesting and I hope you'll find the time to click the subscribe, the like, and the share buttons. Our content for today is about parole. This is not a long video. I just want to emphasize or talk about the kinds of report a parole officer writes. But before that, mag-refresh muna tayo. Ano nga ba ang parole? Ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng parole? As stated in the book, a parole refers to the conditional release of a prisoner from a correctional institution after he has served the minimum period of his indeterminate sentence. It's obvious that parole can only be enjoyed by our prisoners, not by detainees, but prisoners, those who are already convicted of a crime. And these national prisoners came from our 7 national prisons. So there are also cases where our national prisoners are still imprisoned in our local jails. They should not be deprived of the right to apply for parole. They can still enjoy and avail the same, provided that they have already served the minimum period of their indeterminate sentence. Pero di lahat ng mga prisoners are qualified to apply because there are mga qualifications na dapat i-observe. There's still one thing that I want to emphasize from the definition, yung conditional release. Okay, a parole. Ano nga ba yung parole? A parole is a person who is placed on parole. Okay. A parole must observe, must religiously observe, must religiously comply, follow the conditions of his or her parole. May mga conditions tayong dapat ang mga parole dapat sundin. Sa previous vlog natin, when we talked about probation, I guess I have discussed the conditions, the mandatory and the discretionary conditions of probation. Just like probation, ang parole dapat sumunod sa mga conditions na ibinigay ng BPP. BPP, ano nga ba ang BPP? Ito yung Board of Pardons and Parole. It is the Board of Pardons and Parole who grants parole. Before a parolee is released from the correctional institution, the concerned authority gives the parolee a copy of his or her release document stating or enumerating the conditions of his or her parole so that the parolee will be guided kung ano ang dapat gawin at kung ano ang hindi dapat gawin once released. Okay, so let's now talk about the reports prepared and submitted by the parole officer to the Board of Pardons and Parole. 1. The progress report. As the word itself implies, it talks about the progress of a parolee. This report is all about the conduct of the parolee while he or she is under parole supervision. 2. Status report. This report is to be written when the parolee commits another offense when he or she is still under supervision, but the case hasn't been decided yet. The case is still pending in court. This report, the status report, is somewhat similar to the third report. 3. Infraction report. When the parolee is already convicted of another crime while he is still under supervision, the report to be made is infraction report. Di ba may pagkakahawig yung status report at infraction report? Yung difference lang ay status report kung ang case is still pending. Infraction report is to be submitted kung ang case is already decided. And what is the implication when the infraction report is received by the Board of Pardons and Parole? The board may order the arrest or recommitment of the parolee for him or her to serve the remaining period of his or her sentence. 4. Violation report. This report is to be submitted when the parolee commits a violation to any of the terms and conditions appearing in his or her release document, or if he or she commits a serious deviation or violation to his or her parole supervision program. Last, the summary report. After the EMS or expiration of the maximum sentence of the parolee, and after he or she has substantially complied to the terms and conditions in his or her release document, the probation and parole officer, through the chief probation and parole officer, submits to the board a summary report. Clearances from the barangay, police, court, and the prosecutor's office are attached to this report. What is its effect? A certificate of final release and discharge is issued by the board after it receives the summary report. This means that the parolee can finally live in the society without the need for further supervision. He can enjoy his absolute freedom once again. That's it. So those are the reports we prepare for our parolees. Thank you.